Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, but if you don't know me and if you're new here, I am Dr. T, aka Bookworm MD, and I'm an internal medicine intern, resident physician in New York City. And I am currently back on the floors. Welcome to another day in the life of a doctor. I'm here, and today has been a rough day so far. So it is literally 1 o'clock in the afternoon that I'm starting this video. I've been wanting to start it all day. It's 1:30 actually. Been wanting to start it all day, but it's been really rough because of my patients. Some of my patients have been giving me a hard time, and also my attending and just the workflow of the day has been a bit crazy. So just to recap on it all, I got in at around 7 a.m. the most awkward human being. I had to start pre-rounding on my patients. I'm there looking at their labs, looking at their vital signs, and then you have to go and basically check on the patients. So I go to see all my patients in person, and the first person I go see is like so angry and starts screaming at me and just would not let me speak. The patient just kept yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling and was really frustrated because they were supposed to go for a procedure yesterday, a left heart catheterization with cardiology. And in order to do those procedures, you're not allowed to eat. The procedure never happened. So the patient ended up going the whole day without eating, which totally sucks. But then, to make matters worse, cardiology said, oh, actually, we'll do the procedure today. So now he has to go another day without eating. So understandably, he was really frustrated and upset about this. I mean, I would be too. So it's not like, I do not blame him for being upset whatsoever, but I was not expecting to be screamed at first thing in the morning. So that was a bit rough. You know, he's totally in the right about what he's saying and his frustrations. The only thing is he doesn't understand why it's important to be without food before any sort of procedure. You know, there's a big risk that if you undergo anesthesia, you can end up like actually choking on your own vomit and dying, and we're not about to let that happen. So I was trying to do some damage control there, but at the end of the day I walked away and I was so emotionally just like, what the heck, that I started crying. Yeah, I know I shouldn't cry. I should be stronger than this. It's not my fault that he is upset, but I took it a little personally and I started crying. And then 2 patients AMA'd on me, meaning that they left against medical advice, and I went and I tried to explain to them why they should stay. But to be quite honest with you, there are so many patients in the emergency room and so many people who need to be admitted to the hospital and need beds in the hospital, that if a person fully understands what the risks are of them leaving, even if that risk includes dying, even if that risk includes an infection, even if that risk includes coming back to the hospital tomorrow, I can't do that much to make them stay, and I'm not really going to do that much to make them stay. Like, it's their life, it's their body, and if they decide they want to leave, they can leave. My biggest pet peeve in medicine is when we as doctors don't listen to what our patients want, and then we force them to stay in the hospital. We force them to do things that they don't want to do, because life is about quality of life and how you live it as well. And if you as a person don't see taking medications and being in the hospital for weeks at a time and getting IVs and getting blood draws as part of your goals for your quality of life, then who am I to say otherwise, you know? Especially if you can understand the risks. So 2 of my patients left against medical advice, which is a big hit to my ego as a doctor, because I feel like nobody wants to stay and be treated by me, which sucks, but it's fine. You know, you can't help everybody. You know, it's sad, like as a provider, when you know that someone is leaving the hospital to do something that's not going to be beneficial to their health, and you care about their health and want them to get better, it's always sad knowing that they're making the wrong decision, but you can't do anything to stop them from making that decision after you try to explain to them what's going on and hope that they'll see the logic that you have and try and stay for more care. Let me make sure there's no danger happening to my patients. Fantastic. Perfecto. Okay. I've been thinking. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I really want to be more real in my videos. I feel like most of my videos, while they're fun, while they're cute, while they show you what a day in the life of a doctor is, they're not as real as I would like to be. Like, I set out doing YouTube because I wanted to be real and show the real side of what life is, and sometimes life is not that fun. And I feel like a lot of my videos mostly just show me being like, oh my god, I'm so excited about this and I'm so excited about that. And sometimes I am so excited about things, but sometimes things suck balls, for lack of a better word. In one day, in 1 hour, in 10 minutes span of time, I can be high, middle, and low, and then back up again. It's currently 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm taking a seat out here on this bench because it's the first time that the sky is actually nice since the fires that happened in Canada have been basically clouding New York City's air and polluting it with tons and tons of thick smoke. I'm taking advantage to get some sun that's finally creeping through the haze, and yeah, just trying to make myself feel better from this kind of crappy morning that I had. Hi, can I please do a medrec on a patient? So I'm back in my resident room now. So we've got all these computers, and we've got a window, and look at the view. You can see the Empire State Building, you can see the MetLife Building, you can see the Vanderbilt Building, I think, the Chrysler Building, and then a bunch of other buildings. So that's pretty cool. I love sunny days like this because it actually makes me happy. So I'm on long call today, which means I'm here till 8 p.m. and I'm pretty hyped because it's my last 2 weeks on floors as an intern. And y'all best believe I am so ready to be done with intern year. I am so excited to be a senior. I know so many people are like anxious about it and worried because it's more responsibility. You don't have the blanket of a senior to protect you as an intern. The way like you become the senior, you are the blanket of security. And so I'm pretty hyped to take on that role, and I just feel ready to be in that space. Okay, so I just got a new admission. Woo! I mean, I don't like to, but that's what we have to do. So I got a new one. This one's relatively easy. It is a transfer from the CCU. So I'm heading to the CCU to see the patient now. So just saw the patient, and basically the story is that this person came in, they were having chest pain, did an EKG, they were having ST elevation, so basically they were having a STEMI or an ST elevation MI, which is an emergency. You have to get from door to the cath lab ASAP, like within 90 minutes usually. So patient came in, they called what they call a dash, rushed them to the cath lab to do a left heart cath to look at the blood vessels around the heart to see if there are any blockages. If there's any acute blockages, usually you place a stent right away. But in this patient's case, there was triple vessel disease, meaning that there is blockages in all of the 3 main vessels that feed blood to the heart. So in that case, the best treatment instead of a stent is actually a CABG, which is an open heart surgery where you put in grafts of blood vessels to feed blood to the heart. But it's a much bigger procedure and has other risks than a stent does. In this person's case, they're young, they're in their 50s, they have their whole life ahead of them, but they're deciding not to go with either one, which is not the best medical decision from our standpoint. We disagree with that choice, but at the same time, it's the patient's body, it's their choice. They've heard the risks, they've heard the benefits, and they make a decision based off of what is most important to them. So for now, we're going to medically manage, and the patient is ready to leave the cardiac ICU and come to the floors. Okay, so went to see my new patient that I got from the cardiac ICU, and they're doing all right. Then one of my patients turned out to be like hypotensive, meaning that their blood pressure was dropping pretty low. So I ran to go see them. Thankfully, they're like still talking and everything, but they look like they're having a little bit of trouble breathing. So we ordered some nebulizer treatment to help open up their airways so that they can breathe better. And I'll check on them again soon. And we're also giving them a little bit of fluids. It's only 5:44. Y'all, the long call was crazy. I just got home. I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 9. And literally the patient that I told you guys about that I received as a transfer, I'm in the elevator, it's like super weird lighting, but the patient I told you guys about that was a transfer, we were told, oh, actually the patient's not going to be transferred, so just delete your note, delete all the work that you did, because they're going to stay in the cardiac care unit. So I was like, okay, you know, that sounds fine. And then they were like, oh, so whatever, we got other people. And then what happened was, let me think, my brain is fried. Then the end of the shift comes and it's literally 8 p.m. and that's when the shift ends and the night team is supposed to come to get sign out and nobody shows up for the interns, like my year. And then it's 10 minutes later and nobody shows up. And then it's 20 minutes later and nobody shows up. And then it's 30 minutes later and still nobody shows up. We start calling the person who's supposed to be working, call them multiple times. They don't answer the phone. We call the chiefs. The chiefs are about to call in someone else to cover the shift. And my senior is telling me, oh, you're going to have to stay until whoever shows up. Which, like, it is what it is. It's not what I want, but it is what it is. And then the person who's supposed to be working answered the phone. And was like, oh my God, I just woke up. I'm so sorry, I overslept. Totally, it happens. But oh my gosh, like what a day. Then, as we're signing out the patients to the night resident who's going to hold down the fort until the night intern comes in, I noticed that the patient that I transferred is on our list. And I'm like, why is this patient on our list when they're supposed to be transferred to the when they're supposed to stay in the cardiac care unit? I messaged the cardiac care unit and they're like, oh, the patient was transferred to your floor. What do you mean? And I'm like, so nobody told us the patient was actually being transferred in the end. The patient's been on the floor without anybody knowing or taking care of them because there was poor communication. And honestly, my hospital would probably not like me sharing that story, but it's quite crazy if you ask me. Anyways, we got it all sorted out and I finally got to leave. And now I'm home and I'm so hungry and I'm so tired. So hopefully I can eat some food soon. Let's go see what's in there. Okay, team. Well, it's been great spending the day with you. I love the type of vlogs that we're doing now. Let's keep it going. But it's time for me to go to sleep. Well, first I'm going to take a shower. Then I'm going to go to sleep. And I got to get up to go right back to work tomorrow. So have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.